But for now, we're just going to hit these points here and we're going to discuss these, okay? All right, so let's go. All right, so know who your enemies are. We're going to be very direct here. So like I said, again, this is an adult conversation we're going to have. So I'm going to be as raw and as real as possible, okay? Know who your enemies are. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand is, number one, black man, black woman, most of your enemies are going to look like you. Let me say that again. Most of your enemies are going to look like you. If you think for one moment that everyone that is white is your enemy, then you have already lost the war. Because most of the people that you are going to have to fight to live some type of victorious life are going to be people that are going to look just like you. This is why when I heard that actress says, I'm rooting for everyone black, let me let you in on something, and this is going to ruffle some feathers here. I'm not. I'm not one of those people that's rooting for everyone black. I love my people. I love my culture. But I am not rooting for everyone black. Because guess what? Everyone that's black ain't rooting for me. And if you're honest, you will say the same thing. Everyone that's black is sure enough ain't rooting for you. If that is your strategy in life, that you're going to root, your strategy is everyone black, I don't care who they are, I'm just going to root for them, just period. Then you already win, you're already losing the war. You have to look a lot deeper than that. You're going to have to look at something called character. You're going to have to look at track record. You're going to have to look at those things. Okay? History. Those are the things that you look at. Now, of course, our preference is to work and to build with our people. That's my preference. But my mindset at the same time is not a mindset that all this room of 500 people, we all just going to go and build something. I already been down that road and I already know where that road goes, because more often than not, over half those people in that room, they will demonstrate over time that they're not with you, that they got their own things or they ain't trying to do anything. So number one, again, this is something that you're going to have to accept in your life, knowing who your enemies are. The first thing you need to understand is most of your enemies, those that are fighting against your mission in life, to live a life that's victorious, where you're winning, you're succeeding, you're moving forward, are going to be people that look like you. A lot of times it's going to be people in your own household. Don't get mad at me. Live life a little, and you'll see that. Also, know who your allies are. Allies can be anything from people who don't look like you. Maybe they don't have black skin. Maybe they got brown skin, like Hispanic. Maybe they Asian. Uh-oh, am I getting ready to say this? Am I getting ready to say this? Maybe they're white. Oh my God, hold on now. Wait a minute. You telling me that we can work with it? Yes. Because see, here's the thing. See, don't get new here on social media. You already have a working relationship with white people on your work, where you work, don't you? You work, you do your job more, I would say just about everybody in here, right? Not everybody, but if you go to a 9-to-5, more often than not, the companies that you work for are owned and operated by white people. You have a working relationship with them, right? Some you get along with, others you do not. But there is a mutual benefit that both of you receive, right? So there are going to be people that you're going to come through in life that are not going to look like you. However, you have a mutual goal that you're trying to achieve. And some people are going to look black, are going to be black. There's some people going to be white. There's going to be. Now, again, I want you to have a little maturity here. I'm not pushing some rainbow coalition in a political sense. I'm not talking about that. That's something totally different. I'm talking about you as an individual, and you as an individual being successful in life. And there are people that are going to come your way that are going to be a benefit to you, or you a benefit to them, or whatever. And that's it. That's going to be all this smoke that you see on social media is just that. If you're honest enough, a lot of y'all got people that's all over the rainbow too. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. So those are the type of allies I'm talking about. So with that being said, this is why when you hear people such as like a Tariq Nasheed or some of these other people that are out here that want to put wedges between you black folks and our brothers and sisters that are in the Caribbean, in Central South America, on the continent, and saying that, you know, these tethers and that and all that kind of stuff, what it's doing is fracturing our allies that are out there, because we do have allies that are in the Caribbean. For example, we have done a lot of business with individuals that are in the Caribbean that own farms, that own a lot of land and own farms. We've done business with those individuals, and there's a mutual benefit where they sell us their produce and we distributed it. And they were very nice and kind and friendly. And, you know, we don't do business with them now because, you know, when COVID came, it just kind of busted all that up. But it was a very wonderful working relationship. We still do with other people in the Caribbean. We also have working relationship with people on the continent as well, where we're actually conducting business, real business, where there's trade and stuff that's involved. So there are things that are actually happening and been happening for a very long time with our brothers and sisters, if you will, that are, you know, that have been scattered, you know, all over the diaspora and even on the continent. So all of this noise that you're hearing on social media about, you know, immigrants, this, that, or whatever, that's why I said, if you're going to get caught up in that, that's on you. But you're missing a lot of opportunities of people who don't think like that. And they are looking for opportunities to work and connect with other people. And you could be missing out on a great deal of things, not just in business, but even in your personal life as well. So there are people all over that if you learn to work with folks, and get past them. I ain't trying to do nothing with any of these folks. I don't want to hear nothing they got to say, because look at how they look. I don't care about that. I'm looking at your track record. I'm looking at what you have done, what you have produced, I'm looking at all of that. Are you a person that has a history of being shady? I don't have nothing to do with you. Are you a person if you're a person that's about business? You know what I'm saying? Now that's in a business sense, but even on a personal level, if it's something in the area of friendship, it's the same thing. I'm not going to just divulge and give people all my information and be like, hey, y'all, come over my house, or you can come over my business. Listen, ain't nobody coming over this house. And we are very, very protective of who comes through these doors. I don't care what color you are. You understand what I'm saying? As should everyone be like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? You just got to, you know, in this day and age, you don't know who these folks are. You know what I mean? I ain't telling nobody nothing. You know what I mean? You got to be very close to coming through these doors. Very close. And so there are people that you can connect with where you can build good and solid relationships, even with your neighbors, regardless of what their color is. This is why I took issue with this sister that said yesterday, she said, you know, black folks, we out here, we getting shot down like dogs in the street every day by white people. I was like, really, sis? Really? Really? I said, that's not happening. Now, are black folks getting shot down in the streets? Yes. But when you look at the facts, who's doing most of the shooting? See, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to have that conversation. But we want to talk about this sign right here, the chair. Oh, the chair is our sign. It's the sign, the chair. Unity is coming. Anyway. But that's where people are these days. And that's why I say it's just quite amazing. But we're going to get into more of the psychology behind that too. All right. But anyway, so knowing who your allies are, knowing who your enemies are, and looking at that character is the great, the bottom line on that, knowing someone's character. getting to learn people's character. That's why I listen to some of these people out here that teach these race doctrines where they always are categorizing people that don't look like us as heathens, as Gentiles, as all of this stuff. And what they're doing is putting in people's minds that, listen, don't you do anything with these folks. Don't you talk to them, because the Most High said he going to come and he going to destroy all these people and all this stuff. And then what does that do? It keeps you in a box where you just sitting up there and you just, well, I guess ain't nobody out here but us. That's it. You need to stop listening to some of these people out here, because they give me some very bad information. Really, they are.